And this time, Lance Stroll now makes a move on Felipe. Single opportunity that's come his way today.
Yes,
He was once dropped by Red Bull, had his contract with McLaren ended early, and was ridiculed as being just a driver with a bright smile but useless on the track. Daniel Ricciardo, the once brilliant star, at times seemed to be swallowed whole by the ruthless world of F1. Yet, strangely, he is the person the world will always remember. People remember Hamilton for his trophies and mention Verstappen for his destructive power. But Daniel Ricciardo, he is remembered for a crazy ritual pouring champagne into a sweaty racing shoe and then chugging it in front of millions of viewers. Outside the pit lane, Ricciardo's life has provided plenty of other things to talk about: lavish houses on the other side of the Pacific, a car collection whose names alone are enough to make speed enthusiasts tremble, in stories, half truth, half rumor, about a lifestyle of luxury that extends far beyond the racetrack. And then the audience asks themselves, how could a driver who was once considered a failure get back on his feet, live like a king, and become a symbol that the whole world pays attention to? All will be answered in today's video. The Perth kid in the sleepless nights for F1, Daniel Joseph Ricciardo was born on July 1st, 1989 in Perth, the sun-drenched capital of Western Australia. The boy with a thick head of black hair and bright eyes grew up in an Italian-Australian immigrant family steeped in tradition and discipline. His father, Giuseppe Joe Ricciardo, left the town of Ficara on the island of Sicily when he was only 7, arriving in a new land with his family in the hope of a better life. His mother, Grace Pulitano, was born in Australia but had Calabrian roots from southern Italy, a region known for its resilience. Daniel also has an older sister named Michelle, who has always been a unifying force, keeping the family's bond strong. Their family home in Duncraig, a northern Perth suburb, wasn't extravagant but was filled with memories. There, Daniel was raised in a strict Catholic environment, attending Newman College, where he pursued his studies and honed his disciplined spirit. But what made his childhood unique wasn't found in the classroom, it was on weekends when his father, Joe, would take the family to Barbagallo Raceway. At the track, the roar of engines, the smell of burnt rubber, and the whoosh of cars speeding past the stands became the first building blocks of Ricciardo's childhood. When he was just 3 or 4 years old, Daniel would stand by the fence, eyes wide, watching his father's car. He had no idea that those moments were planting a seed that would blossom into a lifelong obsession. As he grew older, Daniel's passion for speed became more apparent. While his peers woke up at sunrise to get ready for school, Ricciardo had a strange habit, waking up at 3 in the morning to watch live F1 and NASCAR races on TV from the other side of the world. The long, silent nights in Perth became a secret classroom, where the young boy learned to study every corner and every overtaking maneuver, nurturing his dream of entering that ruthless world. Daniel's childhood idol was none other than Valentino Rossi, the rebellious and fearless Italian motorcycle racer. Ricciardo was so captivated by Rossi that his family worried he'd choose 2 wheels instead of 4. But in the end, his parents chose a safer path. They took Daniel to the Tiger Kart Club when he was 9. It was there that he first got behind a real steering wheel and first experienced the thrill of battling at high speeds. From the outside, Ricciardo's childhood seemed unremarkable, an Italian-Australian boy from a hardworking family, living in a quiet suburb. But behind that simple facade were the pieces of his destiny, the sound of engines from his father's races, the sleepless nights for F1 and the burning desire of a boy who wanted to escape Duncraig. It was during those years that the image of a racer with a bright smile and a honey badger spirit began to take shape. From a beat-up car to historic victories. As a teenager, Daniel Ricciardo quickly showed that he didn't just love speed, he was born for it. After years of competing at the Tiger Kart Club, he won the CIK Intercontinental and National title in 2005. But his true career began when Ricciardo first drove a Formula car in Western Australian Formula Ford, With a 15-year-old chassis and a clunky engine, despite the poor equipment, he still finished 8th in the season, proving his ability to overcome limitations and make his own mark. In 2006, a big opportunity came along, a Formula BMW Asia scholarship. For the first time, Ricciardo left Australia to race for Eurasia Motorsport, finishing 3rd in the season and also participating in the BMW World Final. From here, the door to Europe opened. Daniel moved to Italy, immersing himself in one of the planet's most ruthless racing cultures, where every teenager who dreams of becoming an F1 driver must push themselves to the very limit. The real turning point came in 2011 when Ricciardo was given the chance to make his F1 debut with the Hispania racing team HRT at Silverstone, in one of the slowest cars on the grid. He had almost no chance to compete fairly, but his fighting spirit caught the attention of the entire paddock. A year later, Red Bull promoted him to their junior team, Toro Rosso, where he spent 2 seasons before seizing a golden opportunity replacing Mark Webber at the main Red Bull team in 2014. That was the year Ricciardo stepped into the spotlight. While everyone believed Sebastian Vettel would continue to dominate, Ricciardo surprisingly outpaced his senior teammate to become the team's #1 driver. His first victory at the 2014 Canadian GP, followed by wins in Hungary and Belgium, made him the disruptor of the Vettel-Hamilton-Rosberg trio. His beaming smile, daring overtakes, and the famous shoey champagne ritual turned Ricciardo into a global icon. He continued his strong performance at Red Bull, highlighted by a victory in Malaysia in 2016 and especially at Monaco in 2018, where he secured pole position and held on to win despite a technical issue with his car. That moment cemented his reputation as a true honey badger, lovable on the outside, but fearless and uncompromising on the track. However, every peak has a downside. At the end of 2018, Ricciardo shocked everyone by leaving Red Bull to seek a new challenge at Renault. 2 seasons there brought a few podiums, but lacked a breakthrough. He left again, this time for McLaren in 2021. Despite a difficult start, Ricciardo unexpectedly shone at Monza in 2021, securing McLaren's first victory since 2012. It would also be the final victory of his F1 career. In the following years, Ricciardo struggled. His contract with the McLaren was terminated early, and he returned to Red Bull as a reserve driver in 2023 before racing for a few races with AlphaTauri RB. But his results were no longer what was expected, and at the end of 2024, he officially closed out his F1 career with a total of 257 starts, 8 wins, 32 podium finishes, 3 pole positions, and 17 fastest laps. When he left the paddock, the media used many different words: the smile that faded, the star left behind. But for Ricciardo, it wasn't the end. He stated, "I may not be a world champion, but I'm leaving F1 without regrets." That simple yet powerful statement perfectly summarizes his emotional journey from a boy in Perth with an endless passion to a global star who once made the entire F1 world bow down to a fierce honey badger in every overtake. Beverly Hills mansion and a multi-million-dollar garage. When people think of Daniel Ricciardo, they often remember his radiant smile, his famous shoey, or his daring overtakes on the F1 track. But few know that beyond the pit lane and the starting grid, Ricciardo has also built a lavish off-track empire, with his 2 most notable domains being real estate and supercars. This isn't just a testament to his estimated $50 million net worth in 2025. It's also how he expresses his personality, a blend of boldness, humor, and a taste for the finer things in life. Starting in his hometown of Perth, Australia, Ricciardo still owns a house tied to his childhood. It's not a luxurious Hollywood mansion, but holds deep sentimental value. What's special about this house is that it was upgraded with an underground garage for multiple sports cars and an Olympic-sized swimming pool, a fusion of the ego of the Australian boy who loves speed and the lifestyle of a global star. Many F1 drivers choose to completely cut ties with their roots to immerse themselves in Europe. But Ricciardo has always wanted to keep a place in his homeland, as a way to balance fame with a sense of familiarity. His second stop is Monaco, a paradise for the ultra-rich and a nearly mandatory address for F1 drivers. Ricciardo owns a luxurious apartment there, overlooking the deep blue Mediterranean Sea. The space is not only an ideal place to relax, but also convenient for traveling during the race season. In Monaco, Ricciardo not only lives in one of the most expensive places on Earth, but also embraces the regal lifestyle that is the standard for the racing elite. Fans often call Monaco the unofficial headquarters of F1, and Ricciardo's presence there means he truly belongs to the sport's upper class. However, Ricciardo's most significant real estate investment is his mansion in Beverly Hills, Los Angeles. In 2018, he spent nearly $13 million to buy his dream home. Over time, the value of the mansion has risen to approximately $18.6 million, making it an investment not only for his life, but also for his financial future. The vast mansion with 5 bedrooms, 5.5 bathrooms, a shimmering pool, and a large balcony overlooking Coldwater Canyon all showcase the characteristic opulence of Hollywood. For Ricciardo, this is more than just a place to live. It's a symbol of how he has transcended the world of sports and achieved the American dream in every sense. A detail that once sent the online community into a frenzy was a house in Dubai that Ricciardo once shared on social media. In the lavish space, there was a statue of himself celebrating his 2018 Monaco victory by jumping into a pool. This wasn't just a souvenir, it was a statement of style, turning a victory into art, turning an ordinary moment into a luxurious icon. Few drivers would dare to be so extravagant, and that's how Ricciardo sets himself apart from the crowd. If his real estate choices show that Ricciardo knows how to select places to live to affirm his status. His supercar garage is the clearest testament to his passion for speed off the track. He owns a dream-worthy car collection that's enough to make any sports car enthusiast gasp. The most notable is the Porsche 918 Spyder, a hybrid hypercar valued at millions of dollars. Once considered the future of speed technology, alongside it is the Porsche 911 GT3 RS, a car synonymous with performance and pure driving feel, made for those who truly understand and love speed. Ricciardo's connection with McLaren extends beyond the track and into his personal collection. With 2 monsters, the McLaren 675 LT and the McLaren 720S. Each car is a symbol of luxury combined with pure power. The presence of an Aston Martin Vantage and the hyper-rare Aston Martin Valkyrie further increases the value of his garage. With the Valkyrie, a rare car priced at over $3.5 million, Ricciardo shows that he not only collects cars, but also collects the future of the supercar industry. However, Ricciardo doesn't just chase glamorous cars. His garage also houses a rugged Ford F-150 Raptor, showing his love for the American muscle style. He also kept a Renault Megane RS, as a reminder of his time with the Renault racing team. And perhaps most surprisingly is the Toyota Hilux, a common, humble vehicle that creates a humorous contrast within his multi-million-dollar collection. It shows that Ricciardo isn't just a supercar collector. He's also someone who can laugh at himself and balance opulence with a down-to-earth sensibility. His garage, in terms of market value, easily reaches tens of millions of dollars, but its sentimental value is far greater, as each car is tied to a story, a memory, or a part of Ricciardo's personality. If the Porsche represents sophistication, the McLaren represents pure speed, and the Aston Martin represents rare luxury, then the Hilux is the laugh of the Australian boy who still holds simplicity in his heart. When you put together his real estate and car collections, you get a complete picture of Daniel Ricciardo's lifestyle. He doesn't live a reclusive life like Kimi Räikkönen, nor does he flaunt his wealth excessively like Lewis Hamilton. Instead, Ricciardo chooses to live a vibrant yet distinctive life, where every property and every car reflects a part of who he is: bold, humorous, and with a clear taste for enjoying the best life has to offer. This is what has made Ricciardo one of the most beloved drivers, not just for his skills on the track, but for the way he lives his life off it. Heidi Berger, the Honey Badger's safe haven. In the high-speed world of multi-million-dollar contracts, Daniel Ricciardo was once labeled the happiest bachelor in the paddock. Dating scandals and fleeting rumors once surrounded him, but they only fueled public curiosity. That is, until the name Heidi Berger appeared. Heidi is no stranger to the world of F1. She is the daughter of legendary F1 driver Gerhard Berger. Ricciardo once admired Gerhard as a boy, and ironically, he would later find love with his daughter, according to numerous sources. Daniel and Heidi had been quietly dating since 2019, but it wasn't until the summer of 2022 that they officially made their relationship public with a series of sweet photos on Instagram. Audiences had seen a beaming Ricciardo after every victory, but his smile next to Heidi was different. It was peaceful, mature, and didn't need to be showy. In an Australian radio interview, Ricciardo confessed, "I'm in love. I got a good thing going. I've got a good balance in life right now." That statement was a confirmation that he had found the stability that speed and money couldn't provide. What's special is that this love isn't just limited to luxurious getaways or romantic photos. Behind it is an unexpected mentor, Gerhard Berger himself. The father who was once Daniel's idol is now a part of his family, sharing his experience and advice, making Ricciardo appreciate his personal journey even more. For him, his love for Heidi is not just an emotion, but also a bridge connecting his past and present. Of course, fame also brought its share of rumors. Australian media once speculated that Ricciardo was dating famous TV host Kate Ritchie, but she herself publicly denied it, calling the story fictional. This further shows that Ricciardo has chosen to live a private life and protect Heidi from the spotlight, a move that proves the seriousness and stability of their relationship. Today, when people mention Daniel Ricciardo, they don't just remember his daring overtakes or his globally famous shoey. They also think of a man who has found true love. In the chaotic rhythm of F1, that is a rare luxury that not every driver gets to experience. Crashgate, Verstappen collisions, and a smile under fire. Daniel Ricciardo is always remembered as a likable driver with a bright face and endless optimism. But even the Honey Badger couldn't escape controversial moments when his very smile and humorous style became a double-edged sword. One of the biggest commotions occurred at the Singapore GP, when Ricciardo jokingly referenced Crashgate, the 2008 race-fixing scandal that rocked the F1 world. The seemingly harmless comment immediately ignited outrage. Felipe Massa, a former Ferrari driver, publicly criticized Ricciardo's remark as disrespectful and not funny at all. For many fans, it was a shock the paddock's most cheerful icon was now at the center of criticism for a joke. Not long before that, Ricciardo also faced controversy when he set the fastest lap at another Singapore race. McLaren suspected it was a prearranged strategy to assist Max Verstappen, although Red Bull explained that Ricciardo just wanted to finish the race with a flourish. Public opinion continued to debate the ambiguity in the relationship between the main team and the junior team. Toro Rosso. In the public's eyes, Ricciardo's image as an independent driver was somewhat shaken, even in scandals not directly related to him. Ricciardo was once pulled into the vortex when a sensitive issue involving Christian Horner broke out. He spoke out to defend his former boss, urging everyone to focus on the job. This action immediately caused division. One side praised Ricciardo for his loyalty, while others criticized him for being insensitive to the serious nature of the matter. The peak of the internal conflict came at the 2018 Azerbaijan GP, when Ricciardo and Max Verstappen collided directly on the track. Both were forced to retire. Red Bull had to announce disciplinary action, and public opinion was divided. Many people felt that Ricciardo was treated unfairly compared to the young talent Verstappen, while others argued that the fault was largely his. The incident became a crack that led Ricciardo to decide to leave Red Bull at the end of that season. And when his career stalled at McLaren and then AlphaTauri, a number of veteran former drivers like Jacques Villeneuve and David Coulthard didn't hesitate to throw cold water on him. They called Ricciardo someone who was no longer fit for modern F1. Those harsh words once prompted him to strongly fire back in the media, asserting that he still deserved a seat. Even in his private life, scandal has followed him. A recent motorcycle accident in Queensland left Ricciardo with a broken collarbone, a seemingly normal incident that was sarcastically brought up by the public. Because previously, Max Verstappen had joked, "Daniel's collarbone is gone." That half-joking, half-prophetic statement made the story go viral on social media. For Daniel Ricciardo, scandals have never stemmed from malice. They are often moments where he unintentionally pushes his cheerful nature beyond the limit, or when fate puts him in the eye of a storm of criticism. But it is in these very moments that fans see the complete Ricciardo, not just the happy driver, but a real person, sometimes flawed, sometimes hurt, but always able to get up, wipe the dust off, and move forward with a smile that is uniquely his. 8 wins, a national title, and a humanitarian heart. In over a decade in F1, Daniel Ricciardo was never able to lift the World Championship trophy, but that doesn't mean he left empty-handed. On the contrary, the Honey Badger's journey left behind a collection of achievements that are enough to place him among the most special drivers. On the track, the numbers speak for themselves: 257 starts, 8 Grand Prix wins, 32 podium finishes, 3 pole positions, and 17 fastest laps. Ricciardo's peak is encapsulated in a few golden moments. Canada 2014, his first victory. When the world realized that this Italian-Australian boy wasn't just smiling to be likable. Monaco 2018, a dramatic pole-to-victory win despite a broken MGU-K system, cementing Ricciardo as a symbol of tenacity. And Monza 2021, where he and McLaren secured a historic victory, the first time the team stood on the top step since 2012. These moments have forever etched Ricciardo's name into the hearts of fans. However, Ricciardo's achievements are not just measured by laurels. In 22, he was awarded the Member of the Order of Australia AM, one of the highest civilian honors in Australia, recognizing not only his contributions to sports, but also the way he became an inspiration to young Australians. By 2024, Ricciardo was also given the Legend of F1 award by F1, an acknowledgement that even without a championship trophy, he is still a legend. Off the track, Ricciardo used his influence to make a difference. He founded and sponsors the Daniel Ricciardo Series DRS, a karting series in the UK, aimed at paving the way for young talents to enter motorsport at a more affordable cost. This is his way of recreating his own childhood path, giving opportunities to kids who don't have the financial means but are full of ambition. Not only that, but Ricciardo also participated in many social and charitable campaigns. He has been involved in fundraising programs for Red Nose Day, a campaign that supports mental health for children and adolescents. During the pandemic, Ricciardo used social media to call for donations and personally supported relief funds in Australia, especially for communities affected by bushfires and floods. He doesn't show off or turn charity into a stage, but he is always present at the right time with a quiet and practical heart. Perhaps that is why, when his F1 journey came to a close, people still speak of Daniel Ricciardo with a special fondness. He may not be a world champion, but he is the champion of smiles, a driver who leaves behind a legacy in 2 respects: speed and humanity. And when the paddock lights dim, his charitable programs and children's karting series will continue to tell the story of a honey badger who knew how to turn success into lasting value. Leaving F1 but not losing the glow. When Daniel Ricciardo left the pit lane for the last time in his RB suit at the end of the 2024 season. Many thought it was the end of a career that spanned more than a decade. But for Ricciardo, everything hasn't necessarily stopped, it has just slowed down to open a new chapter. In his recent rare appearances, Ricciardo admitted he's enjoying a different kind of life. I'm in the slow lane, and it feels great. He has grown out his beard and spends time with friends and family, and on backpacking trips everywhere from the majestic Alaska to the bustling Monte Carlo. Many fans call this Ricciardo 2.0, less noise, more reflection, but still with that familiar smile. His future is no longer tied to the ambition of a world championship trophy, but lies in new values. One of them is the Daniel Ricciardo Series DRS, the karting series he sponsors, where children can start their dream of speed without a massive investment. Ricciardo finds joy in standing outside the pit lane, watching the kids innocently enter the game he once played. This is how he extends his legacy, not through wins, but through the next generation. Regarding his personal career, there were once rumors that he would join Cadillac if the manufacturer entered F1 in 2026. But Ricciardo was quick to deny it, stating that he is no longer keen on making a comeback. For him, F1 has come to a close, and this is a rare instance where the audience sees a driver who accepts letting go without regret. Instead, he's open to other possibilities, participating in media, launching his own brand, and maybe even appearing in the entertainment industry, where his personality has always shined. The future also has a special color, his love with Heidi Berger. For Ricciardo, this is the anchor that makes him no longer feel alone behind the wheel. That love gives him the confidence that a new chapter, warm, slow, but complete, is opening before him. Daniel Ricciardo may not have a world championship trophy, but he has something that many champion drivers never get to experience: the absolute love of the fans. He is remembered not only for his 880 wins or daring overtakes, but for his smile, his personality, and a lifestyle that captured the attention of all of F1. Off the track, Ricciardo is a lifestyle icon, a multimillionaire with rare supercars and a sweet love with Heidi Berger. But behind the glamour, he still makes time for children and the community, for the values that money can't buy. And that is his true legacy. Daniel Ricciardo may not be a champion on the scoreboard, but he is a winner in the hearts of his fans. We are not responsible for any misinterpretation or misapplication of this content. Please use your own discretion, verify the information, and consume it selectively. Like what you see, give us a like, comment, share, or subscribe to the channel. Your support is the fuel that keeps us going, allowing us to tell more incredible stories about other tennis superstars.